I play a game on this show.
Okay.
You down to play a game?
Yeah.
So this game is called Give 'em the Boot, presented by Tecovas.
Okay.
So right here, I have a box of Tecova boots, okay?
Okay.
And these are actually your boots to take home.
Oh, wow.
But you're going to open that, and there's going to be 4 questions in that boot.
Okay.
And you are allowed to give one of them the boot.
Okay.
But if you give the first one the boot, that means you have to answer the last 3.
Okay. Oh, so I have to pick one out of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to pick every single one.
All right.
And you're allowed to give it the boot.
Okay. One boot. All right, let's see. Okay. Dream fight to be a ring girl in. Okay. Well, I think that this one's being talked about right now, actually.
Okay.
Is Conor McGregor. And I know Jake Paul had said something about maybe him fighting Conor McGregor, but I know that Logan Paul and Conor McGregor are talking right now about fighting. I think that that would be a really cool one to be a part of, even if it's Jake or Logan. But a Conor McGregor fight would be huge because that's a name that I've seen on my TV growing up, and all my guy friends love to watch him on TV. So I think that would be cool to do that. Yeah, so we'll go with that.
Okay,
we'll go with that one. I'm not going to boot it. Okay, next
Do you like
one.
those boots, by the way?
I do. I love them. These are nice. I need a pair of black ones. I don't have a pair of black ones yet. Perfect. Okay. Biggest celebrity to reach out after Paul fight. Oh boy. Okay. Let me think if I want to boot this one or not. Because I have some names. I just don't know that I want to expose.
Do it. It's not a bad thing. They might have just reached out and said hello.
Yeah. Okay. Oh gosh. I don't. I think I'm gonna boot this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna boot it. I don't feel like exposing him, and I just know if I said the name that
Give it the
people
boot.
would probably pick that up and put it on some news source and say, this is the person reaching out. Like, gosh, I don't need any negative publicity right now. All right. Gotta answer these next 2.
Yep.
Okay. Craziest DM you've gotten since the Paul fight.
At least now you don't have to say who it's from.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll just say this. It was from another SEC football team coach, and they just DM'd me Roll Tide. So I'm not going to say what coach it was, but
Okay.
they're an Alabama fan now, at least.
I love that. All right.
Yeah, we'll let everyone else figure that out for themselves, who it was. Okay, last one. We've got, why did you get kicked out of your sorority? Okay, that's a good one. So basically, at Alabama, the sorority rules are super weird, and they just have a bunch of restrictions, at least for your first few months when you join, I guess, to kind of keep the freshmen in line because, you know, they come to new school and, like, go crazy. But pretty much they had these rules that you can't stand on elevated surfaces, you can't go to the bars, you can't smoke cigarettes, and you can't, there's some other things, some other rules. But pretty much I was like, I don't want to listen to these rules. Like, I'm in a new town. I have no parents telling me what to do. Like, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to go to the bars. And to it, there were some other girls in the sorority that were older that were like, oh, like, they don't ever, like, enforce these rules. Like, you're fine. So me and some of my friends, like, about a month into, like, our little pledgeship of this sorority, we're like, okay, let's just go to the bars. So we go to the freshman bar of the school and having a great time. And then president comes up, taps on her shoulder. She's like, what are you doing here? Like, get out. So she takes us outside and she's like, you guys can't be here, tells us to go home. And then on top of that, we're not supposed to stand on elevated surfaces. So we were at some frat event and the DJ or the band's up there performing and we're all like in the crowd having a good time. And then he's pulling some people up on stage to come sing with him. And I'm like, yeah, that's so fun. So I go up on stage and sing Mr. Brightside with this band. And little did I know that that's an elevated surface that they consider in the wrong for standing on. So they text in our big group chat and they're like, if you're at Theta Chi on an elevated surface, like, get down, like, you're not supposed to be doing this, whatever. I just kind of blow it off. And then next thing you know, I get an email from my sorority that's like, hey, like, you have a meeting with the judicial board and whatever. So I go meet with them and they tell me these things I did. And then on top of that, they tell me about this guy that has been, like, emailing them, kind of threatening to expose them for all this, like, crazy stuff that they're allowing to happen to me. All made up, by the way, but it goes so much deeper than that. I had this stalker that had been stalking me for a really long time. I didn't know about it, but he basically just reached out to them and claimed he knew all these things and had all these connections to expose them on these different news sources. And the sorority I was in had like a scandal before of being exposed for some different things. And so they were already like super on edge with that. And so I think just everything combined, they realized they're like, she's kind of a liability to us. And especially having a social media platform, like, I don't think that she's going to be a good fit for us right now, just with the fact that they were so in the eye of everything and had a scandal before. So they were like, all right, get the boot. And I was kicked out.
Damn.
So, yeah.
So they gave you the boot.
They gave me the boot. And the funny thing is that I had a few friends that had been doing these things with me, and they had the same meetings, but they just got a warning. But unfortunately, I got the boot.
Golly. The stalker thing, too, is super weird.
I know.
Guys, don't be weird out there.
I know. It was so weird. And I even went to the police about it. And so got it put to an end, thankfully. But yeah, it was the craziest thing. And two, being like 3 weeks into college on my own for the first time, and all this stuff's just blowing up in my face. And I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. I've got a stalker. I'm getting kicked out of my sorority. I'm like, this is my first time living by myself. I'm like, Mom, Dad, like,
You're living.
what is going on?